Well, welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the Doghouse Racing League here on iRacing. We're looking at an exciting one here tonight as the trucks take on Pocono. Pocono is one of my favorite tracks. We'll take a look real quick at the race information. Oh, you see three corners. The tricky triangle, they call it, all three corners modeled after different racetracks throughout the years. The longest straightaway in NASCAR, that front stretch, that Long Pond Straight. So it's a challenging track for these drivers as they're three completely banked in shaped corners. And it'll be fun for these guys to navigate this here tonight. Don't forget, Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Take a look at the speed charts where we sit right now, and Adam Gardner, top of the charts, and he just said truck feels good, and he's looking forward to the race tonight. We see Justin McMahon doing a little draft in there. Draft will be a big factor here tonight, as these guys have just a few moments before qualifying starts up. Before qualifying starts up, let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. We see Justin McMahon, their points leader, coming in tonight, with Jeff Martin falling back to second. Last week he was your points leader, but Justin overtaking him with the good race last week. Then Kevin Thompson, Teddy Wisniewski, and Michael Bowen round out your top five. Actually, Wesley Whitfield is tied in that fifth position as well. EJ Luna back to seventh. He fell back a few spots. Dale Brooks fell back 6 spots. Now in eighth, Steve Gerber and Dustin Lee round out your top 10. And you can see the big loser last week was Chuck Cobb falling back 16 positions. We had a pretty full field here tonight at Pocono. We see Justin McMahon rip down the backstretch here at Pocono. And again, a very, very tricky track. And we're going to see that all night tonight. Especially not every corner is a bit of a passing opportunity. See Justin McMahon come off of turn number 3. I almost said turn 4. There is no turn 4 here at Pocono. And down the long speedway. And very high speeds at this track as well. Let's take a look at the speeds going into turn 1. Almost 180 miles an hour into turn number 1, slowing down to about 145 just to make the corner and down the backstretch towards the tunnel turn. Christopher Leftwich jumps up to the top of the speed charts in the Shoney's machine. Good solid lap for him on his first lap. You see the speeds that Chris is carrying here down the backstretch and into the tunnel turn, almost 175 miles an hour. Just a little blip of the throttle to get it through the corner there. That's one really good passing opportunity if you got that truck hooked up just right. Down the turn number 3. And to me, I feel like 3 is the trickiest corner, but it's the most important corner because if you can get off 3 good, you got that long, good run down this long front straightaway. And Christopher Leftwich, second lap is actually slower than his first, but he's going to hold on to the pole for the moment. Take a look, see who else is out on track right now. Nick Reynolds coming through turns 3 and 4 right now to finish up his qualifying attempt. And Nick's second lap, faster than his first, he's going to move up into the 4th position. Adam Gardner, who said his truck felt really, really good, coming off of turn number 3, start his first of 2 laps. Let's ride along here with Adam up on the roof and see how he navigates this track. Ooh, Adam catches the wall just a little bit. Currently up into the 4th position, but that's not going to do anything for him hitting the wall like that. So, fortunately, that's where he's probably going to start. See EJ Luna out on track. And I'm surprised to hear that Adam was not shifting. Some of these guys may shift through turns 1 and 2, and through turns, through turn 1 and through turn 3. Especially later on in the run, trying to get everything they can out of that truck. Fortunately, that's going to do it for qualifying. We're not going to have any more time, so EJ's not going to be able to get his lap in, but let's take a look at our starting grid. And on top pole tonight, the 13 of Chris Leftwich, with Justin McMahon starting in the 2nd spot. Row 2 will find the 21 of Kevin Thompson and Adam Gardner back in that 4th position. In 5th, the 54 of Nick Reynolds and Wesley Whitfield to his outside in the 6th position. 7th spot will find Teddy Wisniewski and Andrew St. Cyr, along with Christopher Simon and Eric Peck rounding out your top 10. Dustin Lee will start off 11th, with Joshua Slade in the 79 to his outside in 12th. 13th will be Jeffrey Wimmer and Scott Gerber to his outside in 14th. Row 8, Randall Barnett and William Gentry, and then Eddie Rivers and Dale Brooks round out row number 9. Michael Sema and Leander Johnson round out your top 20 here at Pocono. 21st will be Mike Rimkus with Jeff T. Martin in 22nd. Andrew Williams in 23rd. Don Blazer rolling off in the 24th position. 25th will find EJ Luna with Darrell Whiteside to his outside in 26th. Daniel Wilkerson in the 78 machine. He'll be rolling off 27th with Mike Leftwich in 28th. Chad Waller 29th. Chuck Cobb 30th. Ricky Hudges II in 31st. Doug Solms in 32nd. And Michael Bowen at the tail end of the field in 33rd. As we get ready to go racing here at the Tricky Triangle. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in to... Oh, my microphone is too low. All right, let's see if I can figure out why my microphone is too low. I do apologize for that. I've got it turned all the way up on my end, but let me see if I can do a little bit better than that. One moment while I put up my replay screen here and see if I can get my microphone a little bit louder. I do apologize for that. Hang on one second. Alrighty, looks like I turned up my microphone a little bit. Hope that's a little bit better for everybody tonight. Got one guy saying Mike is okay on Facebook. Appreciate the input there. And good luck, Kevin Thompson, in the 21. So here we go, coming through turn number 3, getting ready to start here at Pocono. Christopher Leftwich is going to lead him down to the starting zone. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Pocono, and side by side, Justin McMahon, Christopher Leftwich, down into turn number 1. You'll see that draft coming into effect. I figured people might fan out a little bit more down the front stretch, but they're still too wide, so they work their way down into turns 1 and 2. That high lane, though, not the preferred line through turns 1 and 2. You see McMahon run way up the track, almost catches the wall. He's going to lose a lot of momentum off the corner. That allows Kevin Thompson to slide into the second position as they make their way down to the tunnel turn for the first time. Through the tunnel turn they come. They're 2 and 3 wide, a little further back. Able to make it through there 3 wide. And now Kevin Thompson trying to take sole position of that second position as Christopher Leftwich just starts to pull away. And as they come across the line for the first time, Christopher Leftwich is going to have a big lead, almost 3/4 of a second lead as they work their way down the front stretch. But here's where that draft is going to come into play. They're going to start eating up into Christopher's lead. But running side by side like that, it's definitely the slower way around the track, and you see McMahon starting to pull away from Kevin Thompson. So they make their way down the backstretch. See a little battle back here between Christopher Simon and Steve Gerber. And Dustin Lee coming into the mix as well. Oh, a little big wiggle out of the 19 of Steve Gerber off the corner. Able to hold on to it, though, as fortunately for Christopher Simon, he's actually getting a little bit freight trained on that low lane. Now he's going to tuck back in line, and he's going to have an opportunity. But no, I take that back. The 18, Dustin Lee, gets a good run off the corner there, still side by side. Take a look up front just for Justin McMahon now cutting into Christopher Leftwich's lead. Let's cut that down to half a second. As we see the trucks make their way down the backstretch, and just how spread out. It is easy to get spread out here at Pocono. It's a very challenging track. It's a technical track. Again, all 3 corners are actually based off of different historical corners. Turn number 1 is modeled after the old Trenton Speedway. Turn 2 is modeled after Indianapolis. And turn 3 is modeled after the Milwaukee Mile. So 3 completely unique turns. Turn 1, 14 degrees of banking. Turn 2 is 8 degrees of banking. Turn 3 is 6 degrees of banking. So it's really hard to get a good setup here to work off of all 3 corners. That's why most guys try to focus on turn number 3. That way they can get that good run down the backstretch, or down the front stretch, and try to outbrake them into turn number 1. See the 07 of Wesley Whitfield running a little bit higher lane than we've seen anybody else run here tonight. And it looks like it's working for him, but right now he's under attack from the 26 of Teddy Wisniewski. As Teddy's looking to the inside, try to outbrake him here into the tunnel turn. And Teddy's going to take that position over, so move Teddy up into the top 5. We see Steve Gerber, again, getting really loose off the tunnel turn. That's going to allow the 88 of Dale Brooks to work to his outside. And that high lane can get the good run here sometimes off of turn number 3. And it looks like Dale's going to get that run. And move Dale solidly up into 9th position. See side-by-side battle here. Joshua Slade, Andrew St. Cyr. Joshua pushes up the track, almost gets in the wall, had to back out of it just a little bit. And that's going to allow Joshua Slade, actually he got the good run. He's got around the 16. Up front though, Justin McMahon has caught Christopher Leftwich. And here at Pocono, it's one thing to catch them. It's another thing to get by them. Although it's really easy to set up a pass here down the back stretch or front stretch with this big draft. Try to outbreak them into turn number 1. You're right along with Christopher Leftwich. You see Justin McMahon stalking him, riding in the tire tracks, trying to use the draft on these long straightaways, try to catch back up to that back bumper, and try to set up the pass. Well, Leftwich has this Shoney's machine hooked up right now, but it seems like turn 3 has been not his best corner as he runs up the track a little bit, and you see the run that McMahon starts to get off of turn number 3. So they make their way down towards turn number 1. We'll battle a little further back here. You see Michael Sima down on the inside, trying to get around the 15 of Eddie Rivers, and he is, almost some contact between Eddie Rivers and Andrew Williams. Williams, though, able to stay off of him, and they continue on without a problem. Now we got a battle for lead side by side as McMahon took a look down to the inside of Leftwich, and look at this, Kevin Thompson right there in the mix as well. Thompson, we weren't really talking about now. He's right there on the back bumper, trying to get involved in this battle as well. And not too far back, Nick Reynolds in the 54. He's in this pack too, as you see Chris Leftwich driving down to the bottom, trying to break that draft. They make their way into turn number 1. That's really the only defensive maneuver that you can pull, being the leader, is try to break that draft so they can't suck up to your back bumper. As they make their way all the way down to the bottom, trying to break as much of that draft as he can. Slides back in front of him as they approach the tunnel turn. We've seen McMahon, though, be so strong through turn 3. See if he tries to make an attempt here into turn 3 as we see Leftwich run up the track just a little bit. That's going to open up the door. No, he's going to slide right down to the bottom. But McMahon, now he's got a little drafting help from behind. He's got 3 trucks lined up behind him as he gives the big push down the front stretch. Is McMahon going to try to make the move here into turn number 1? Oh, we got a couple going around in the back. Caution is out. EJ Luna around on the front stretch. Looked like somebody else was involved in that as well. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. And smoke pouring out of the back of EJ Luna's truck. I think that's going to do it for him tonight. As we take a look to see exactly what happened. Coming off of turn number 3. Oh, some contact between the 15 and EJ Luna. Eddie Rivers catches the wall. You see those two go down the track. Oh, the 14 of Don Blazer involved as well. And Luna makes hard contact with that inside wall. Slides back up across the track. And really easy to do here at Pocono, especially trying to race for position. And you see the smoke billowing out of the back of that truck. Do believe EJ's night will be done, unfortunately, prematurely. So when the leaders cross the line this time, we'll have just 20 laps to go. Don't forget, the Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations. Try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast buffet or breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. And those whole strawberry pies are great for family or office gatherings, holidays, picnics, or any other celebration you'd like to make just a little bit sweeter. So check out your local Shoney's to pick up your strawberry pie. So it looks like the entire field is going to come down pit road here. Well, a couple trucks deciding to stay out. Nick Reynolds, Teddy Wisniewski staying out. So maybe they think they can gamble and possibly make it to the end here with this caution. So it looks like 3 trucks staying out. Actually, a couple more trucks stay out. Jeff Martin stays out. Mike Rimkus, Chuck Cobb, all staying out on track. Let's go move Christopher Leftwich back into the 6th position. It looks like fuel only for the 13 machine. Looks like a couple drivers taking 2 tires. So Christopher Leftwich is going to fall back to the 5th position and have a little bit of traffic to work with here. Try to get a win here in the Shoney's Tuesday Night Truck Series. I'll take a quick look at the chat here. And Sean Thompson says, good luck, Kevin Thompson in the 21. Brittany Rice says, good luck, 13, Chris Leftwich. 60, Mike Leftwich. Number 1, Mike Sema, representing Shoney's. Dale Brooks says, good luck, bud. 88, go Navy. Don't forget, we've got the chat open. Don't forget to let us know who you're rooting for tonight here. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or Twitch. It really does help us out. Also, hit that notification so you can watch live iRacing 7 nights a week here on Intensity. Don't forget to join us afterwards. We have the SC SRA Truck Series taking on Michigan at 9:30 Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that because the Michigan truck races are always a blast and they're always a good show. So don't forget to tune in for that right after this one at 9:30 Eastern. It looks like we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here at Pocono. Nick Reynolds is going to take that low lane. Teddy Wisniewski on the outside. You'll find row 2, Jeff Martin, Chris Leftwich up into the 4th spot. So I believe it was Eric Peck that went in and pit that time to move Leftwich up into the 4th position. And again, a couple drivers took 2 tires, a couple drivers took 4 tires, so we'll have to see if tires make a difference here. Especially if anybody's been shifting and burning off that right rear tire. So as we get ready to go back green flag racing, pace car is going to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Nick Reynolds is going to lead them back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are racing back in the Pocono Mountains, and a great jump for Nick Reynolds over Teddy Wisniewski to start. Jeff Martin right there looking to the inside of Teddy. Has to tuck in behind, not going to be able to make that move as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. You see Leftwich right behind trying to make his way back up to the front. And the 16 of St. Sour making a big move here to get around Wesley Whitfield. See Dale Brooks there as well, moving himself up into the 8th position, up 10 spots from where he started. A little side-by-side battle between Dustin Lee and Jeffrey Wimmer. This is for the 9th and 10th position here. As now Justin McMahon has moved Christopher Leftwich back into the 5th position. And McMahon, who's been showing speed all day long, trying to work his way back up to the front, as here comes Andrew St. Sour looking down to the inside of Leftwich. So it looks like Leftwich's truck is not working as well in traffic as it did up at the front of the field, and Leftwich is starting to slide back as now he's under attack from the 07 of Wesley Whitfield. Nick Reynolds, though, is starting to get under fire here from Teddy Wisniewski. Teddy showing some speed here in the later part of the race. They make their way through the tunnel turn and off of turn number 2. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there out of Jeff Martin. That's going to allow McMahon to close right up on that back bumper as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. And we've seen McMahon show so much speed through turn number 3. I know I just said 3 and 4. There is no turn 4 here. And, man, big block there out of Martin, but McMahon down to the inside. He's going to get a little drafting help from the 16 of St. Sour as they make their way down to turn number 1. Side-by-side racing a little further back as well, as it's coming down to crunch time here. And we just saw some 3-wide racing for a second as Steve Gerber was stuck in the middle of William Gentry and Ricky Hudges, but he's able to make that work, and he's going to set his sights on the 51 of Andrew Williams. Just in front, Dustin Lee trying to get around the 07 of Wesley Whitfield. Now they're through it. Oh, they're wrecking behind. Andrew Williams is around Josh. Oh, big pile up on the backstretch. Josh Slade, 21 of Kevin Thompson up and over the top of Joshua Slade. And Adam Gardner involved in this one as well. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind as we take a look to see exactly what started this one. I believe it started with Joshua Slade. See if we can see exactly what transpired here is Slade. Oh no, I take it back. It was the 51 gets turned around. Slade trying to avoid it, locks up the brakes, gets turned around himself. The 55, I'm sorry, that's the 56, up into the wall as well. See Adam Gardner coming through. He gets involved, and Kevin Thompson just nowhere to go down on the bottom. He's going to actually get up and over the top, Bigfoot style, over Joshua Slade. Gardner comes piling in as well. There's one other truck involved. I'm trying to see who exactly that was. I saw the 55. So, again, it starts with Andrew Williams getting turned off the front bumper of the 19. And just the track just blocks up on the bottom. The 32 involved in this as well. That is Leander Johnson. Ricky Hudges the second is the 55 that was involved. Although it looks like minimum damage to the 51 here, so he's going to be able to continue on. And while that's going on, pit stops are live. You saw Nick Reynolds, Teddy Wisniewski coming down pit road. Sure looks like most of the field coming back down pit road. We see Christopher Leftwich back on pit road as well. Wonder if Leftwich is going to get some tires here. This truck was not as strong on this run. We do see tires going on most of the trucks here. So a couple drivers deciding to gamble here. Steve Gerber does stay out. He will be your leader. Christopher Simon up into the second position. Michael Sema up in the third, and Mike Rimkus. And then Teddy Wisniewski back in fifth, first truck off of pit road. Also got tires on that stop. Darrell Whiteside up in the sixth. He took gas only. We'll have to see if that pays off for him. Christopher Leftwich getting some tires, though. He falls back to seventh. Dale Brooks into the eighth position. Jeff Wimmer and Wesley Whitfield round out your top 10. As they work their way off of turn number 3, I believe the lights on the pace car should be shutting off this time by. We'll be going back to racing with 12 laps to go. Got multiple strategies out there. We've got no tires. We've got 4 tires. We'll just have to see which strategy is the right strategy here in just 12 laps time. So Steve Gerber chooses the inside here with Christopher Simon to his outside. We've still got a little ways to go before we go back green flag racing. And we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Don't forget, Intensity Broadcasting broadcasts live iRacing 7 nights a week, including doubleheaders on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So Sundays we've got our double truck series with the original Rebels. Monday night we have our Extreme Forces ARCA series. Tuesday the Doghouse Racing League, as well as the SCSRA trucks. Wednesday we've got the Madhouse Modifieds and the SCSRA Xfinity series. Thursdays is Thunderstruck Short Track series. Friday night is Extreme Xfinity for the original Rebels Racing League. Saturday nights, the original Rebels Racing League Send It Cup Series. So live iRacing 7 nights a week right here on Intensity. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch. Don't forget to hit that little notification to know when we go live. But the pace car is off. Green flag's back in the air. And Steve Gerber, our leader, gets a huge jump on the outside, leaving Christopher Simon back in the dust. Michael Sema up into the third position. They're 3 wide. Teddy Wisniewski down to the bottom. He's going to make a 2-for-1 pass as he gets around both the 1 of Sema and the 35 of Simon. Now Simon trying to battle back on that outside, and we see a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing through the field right now as we see Sema down on that low side trying to work himself forward. Right behind we see Christopher Leftwich trying to come back into the picture with those fresh tires as Teddy Wisniewski all over the back bumper of Steve Gerber, and Wisniewski on fresher tires. We'll have to see if that makes a difference as Christopher Simon's now moved himself up into the third position. And he's right there in the mix as well as they all come off of turn number 3. Teddy Wisniewski down to the bottom side, trying to take the lead and outbrake as the caution is out. And it looks like Nick Reynolds was involved in that one. Not sure who else was involved. Looks like Leander Johnson might have been involved as well, as that's going to bring up another Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see exactly what just brought this one out. It looks like it might have started with Nick Reynolds. It looks like they were 3 wide towards the back of the field. Let's bring you up the speed here to see exactly what happened. Oh, Reynolds gets pinched up into the wall. Comes down into the 32 of Leander Johnson. Oh, hard contact with those barrels at the end of pit road. It looked like Daniel Wilkerson. Oh, big contact for the 78. Let's rewind and see exactly what happened to Daniel. As he was actually in front of the wreck as Johnson hard off the wall into the side of the 78. He's going to make hard contact with that inside barrier. And yeah, you see the 60 just nowheres to go. Mike Leftwich involved, a couple other drivers as well. So a tough break for Daniel, our admin of the league. Looks like the field is going to skip by pit road this time, except for the ones that have damage. And we have just 10 laps to go here at Pocono. And some big movers through the field. Steve Gerber up 13 positions up to the point. Teddy Wisniewski up 5. Christopher Simon up 6. Daniel Whiteside up to 22 positions from where he started, up into the 4th position. Michael Sema up into the 5th position, 14 spots. Dale Brooks up 12 spots in the 6th. So, again, some really big movers through the field. A couple other big movers. You got Mike Rimkus up 12 spots in the 9th. Chuck Cobb up 19 spots up into 11th. Ricky Hodges Jr., the 2nd, up 15 spots up into 16th. So some big movers through the field. Unfortunately, when there's big movers, that means there's big fallers as well. Unfortunately, one of those drivers is Kevin Thompson, who's down in 30th, 27 positions from where he started. Starting to see a little bit of cloud cover on the track here. That's going to cool the track off. Give these guys a little bit more grip. Make the racing a little more exciting here as we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Again, don't forget to join us right after this at 9:30 as the SCSRA Truck Series takes on Michigan, and what should be a barn burner for sure. Every time these guys run over at Michigan, anytime I see the trucks at Michigan, it's always a great race. Always 3-wide racing. First race I ever called here on Intensity Broadcasting was Trucks at Michigan, and it was a 5-wide finish. I wouldn't put it past seeing that again here tonight in the SCSRA. So check that out here at 9:30 Eastern Time here on Intensity Broadcasting. Also, don't forget to check out IntensityBroadcasting.com for all your Intensity merchandise needs. We have hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, all Intensity branded, with stickers, or you can find some of your favorite racing leagues like the SCSRA, Extreme Forces, Original Rebels, Thunderstruck. So check that out. That's IntensityBroadcasting.com. And for all your sim racing needs for points, standings, and stats, don't forget to check out simracerhub.com. That's simracerhub.com. I know the Doghouse Racing League does upload their points to SimRacer Hub, so it's easy to find the points, the standings, the stats for everyone, including your favorite drivers, on simracinghub.com. And of course, let's not forget about our series sponsor, Shoney's. Again, Shoney's is proud, or the Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar. and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's delicious food and friendly service since 1947. I do know there's Shoney's all across the South, not just West Virginia, but West Virginia is the ones that we are spotlighting here tonight. As we work our way into turns 3 and 4, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. I'm sorry, we're in turn number 2. Thought we were getting closer to the end of the pace lap there, and yes, I know there is no turn number 4. It's just habit to say it. In fact, if you look at the wall as they come through turn number 3, it actually says what turn 4. So here we go. Pace cars getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We're going to have just 7 laps to settle it. Green flag is back in the air. Another great jump for our leader, Steve Gerber, as Teddy Wisniewski is going to try to tuck in behind and get the little draft down into turn number 1. We see him fan out now, 3 wide in the middle of the field. We see Chris Leftwich making a big move, moving himself up into the 6th position. Now he's going to try to get some more. He's looking to the inside of the 88 of Dale Brooks as they make their way off of turn number 1. Still 3 wide behind. Teddy Wisniewski looking down to the inside, trying to take over the point from Steve Gerber as they make their way down to the tunnel turn. And Wisniewski's there. Easily takes that position away. Moves himself up in the lead. Now Darrell Whiteside right behind, trying to take advantage of the momentum loss from Steve Gerber. They make their way through turn number 3. Dale Brooks right there on the back bumper of Whiteside, though. Oh, they both make contact with the wall. Christopher Leftwich has to dive all the way down to the bottom to avoid him. He's going to get around the 88 of Brooks. Now can he get around the 33 of Whiteside as they make their way into turn number 1, and a lot of damage to the side of that 33. That's going to hurt the aerodynamics of that truck. And Leftwich is going to easily move up into the 3rd position now. Does Leftwich have anything left for these two in front of him as we have just 6 laps to go? Chuck Cobb up into the 5th position. He's continuing to move forward as he's going to be looking down to the inside of Darrell Whiteside, but not able to make that move just yet. As now Leftwich is closing in on the 19 of Steve Gerber. They work their way into turn number 3. Leftwich get the big run here to use the draft down the front stretch. Oh, hard into the wall. McMahon. Christopher Simon also down on the pit road. No caution as McMahon made hard contact, but able to keep it rolling. Trucks are scattering each and every way to try to avoid them. We stay green. 5 laps to go here at Pocono as they make their way down to the tunnel turn. And Leftwich still trying to use that draft to try to get around the 19 of Steve Gerber. We've seen Leftwich have so much speed all race long as he's working right on that back bumper of the 19 of Gerber. And while these two try to battle for position here, Teddy Wisniewski is just pulling away. Almost a second lead over the 19 of Gerber. As Wisniewski, you see the interval right there, comes across the line, and we have just 4 laps to go. A little further back, we see the 61 of Eric Peck looking down to the inside of Jeffrey Wimmer. That's a battle for 9th and 10th. Just behind him, Wesley Whitfield and Randall Barnett battling side by side as well. As the battle continues to heat up for 2nd place, Gerber has a mirror full of Christopher Leftwich as they make their way down into the tunnel turn. But Leftwich just not able to get the good run through the tunnel turn, but we're seeing him so much stronger through turn 3 right now. See if he can get the good run through turn 3 to try to get that run down the front stretch and take that 2nd position away. Using the draft down the front stretch here, we see Daryl Whiteside as well, a little further back, but not able to make any ground on these three in front of him. A couple trucks going down the pit road, damaged trucks of McMahon. This Leftwich made a big aggressive move trying to get down to the inside of Gerber, but just not able to make that move stick. We have 3 laps to go here at Pocono. This battle for second continues. Eric Peck continuing to move himself forward up into the 7th position, trying to get around the 34 of William Gentry. Move himself up into 6th, and he's going to take that position away. So a hard charge at the end of the race for the 61 of Eric Peck as Teddy Wisniewski comes across the line. We have just 2 laps to go here at Pocono. Can Leftwich make a move on Gerber, or is he going to have to settle and stay back in that 3rd position? As Leftwich is trying everything he can to get the good run off the corner. Gerber using a little bit of breaking the draft there to try to keep Leftwich behind. As they make their way through the tunnel turn. Just a half a lap, or a lap and a half here to decide it here at Pocono in the Doghouse Racing League. Teddy Wisniewski makes his way off of turn number 3. White flag is in the air. We have 1 lap to go here at Pocono. It's Christopher Leftwich going to try to make a last-ditch effort here as they make their way into turn number 1. Leftwich drives it in real deep, trying to get the run off the corner. Gets a little loose, though, not able to get the power down as well as Steve Gerber did off of turn number 1 as they make their way down to the tunnel turn for the final time. Wisniewski with a comfortable lead, almost a second off these two and behind him, as Leftwich tries to work his way down the short chute between turns 2 and 3. Leftwich is going to throw it in there hard, but not going to be able to get there. As they come off of turn number 3, Teddy Wisniewski will be your winner. Gerber's going to come home second. Christopher Leftwich comes home third. Dale Whiteside in 4th. And Andrew St. Sour in the 16. He'll come home in 5th as we got a big wreck going on behind as they come across the line. And not really sure what happened back here. We saw some contact. Oh, a little net code between the 63. I got trucks flying everywhere. But it's all about your winner tonight, Teddy Wisniewski. So he makes his way all the way around this long 2.5 mile track so that he can celebrate on the front stretch. So congrats to Teddy on the great win, and we'll take a look at the results. So one happy man right there after winning a hard-fought battle here at Pocono. Teddy Wisniewski wins here at Pocono. Steve Gerber, Christopher Leftwich, Dale Whiteside, and Andrew St. Sour make up your top 5. Eric Peck comes home in 6th with that great run there at the end. Ricky Hudges second, comes home 7th with Jeffrey Wimmer, William Gentry, and Wesley Whitfield coming home in 10th. 11th, Jeff T. Martin with Randall Barnett, Mike Bowen, Chuck Cobb, and Eddie Rivers rounding out your top 15. 16th, Adam Gardner. 17th, Michael Sigma. 18th, the 17 of Mike Rimkus Leander Johnson, and Mike Leftwich make up your top 20. 21st, EJ Luna. Dale Brooks comes home 22nd. Andrew Williams comes home in the 23rd position. Justin McMahon falls back to 24th. Christopher Simon, Dustin Lee, Nick Reynolds, Daniel Wilkerson, and Chad Waller and Kevin Thompson round out your top 30. Joshua Slade, 31st. Don Blazer in 32nd. And Doug Solms rounds out the 33rd position. As we get ready to talk with our top 3 here, let's see if we can pull in looking for the 13 of Leftwich. Don't see him in the room just yet. Well, let's pull up our second place finisher, Steve Gerber. Steve, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh. I sure do. How you doing?
Man, great run for you coming home second today. A lot of hard racing there towards the end. You had Leftwich all over your back bumper, but you were able to keep them behind you. The draft was so strong here tonight, and it seemed like tires really didn't mean as much as I thought they might have at the beginning of the race. A lot of strategy in the race as well. What was your strategy to keep yourself up at the front there towards the end?
I took a chance. I took tires on that first stop. I knew we wouldn't need fuel, so I said, well, I'm going to go take tires because I know if we get a caution in 5 laps, 4 laps, these guys are all going to come down and get tires. So I thought, well, worst case, I might end up in front and just be able to hold off, maybe get a top 5, whatever. And sure enough, I held them off for a 2. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, towards the end there, Teddy just showed so much strength. Is there anything you could have done to keep Teddy behind you, or it was just a lost cause at that shot?
No way. He's just so good, so consistent, so much run off the corners. I'm just not as consistent. I can make a good corner and then another bad one, a couple good ones, and another bad one. Just I don't know. Just this is such a tough track to be consistent. Turn 1 seems to be kind of my battle all the time, but.
No, for sure, it is a tricky track. That's why they call it the tricky triangle. But again, congrats on the second place finish. Before you let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Shout out to my wife for putting up with this stuff all the time. So yeah, shout out to her.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, Josh.
There you have it. Steve Gerber, your second place finisher. Let's bring in Chris Leftwich, your third place finisher. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great job coming home third, qualified on the pole. We're so strong up at the front early in the race. Fell back when you had to take tires in the pit strategy, but able to crawl yourself back up into third. Had a great battle with Steve Gerber there at the end. Did you have anything for Gerber if it went a little bit longer, or was he just a little too much for you there at the end?
I think I had something over the long run. My truck was better over the long run, I thought. But I think he had a little bit, few lap fresher tires than I did. I gave her all she had.
For sure, and definitely the beginning of the race, you were so dominant until McMahon was pretty much on your back bumper. A couple cautions fell your way to keep them behind you, but was that your strategy? Kind of stay out front and do what everybody else did with the pit stops? I know you didn't take tires the first time, but took them on the second stop.
Yeah, I was just going with the flow, man. They were. I got caught a few times in a few races before where they took tires or they took fuel, and I took my gas and tires, and then I was, got pretty much hung out to dry at the end of the race. But yeah, I just stayed with them, and whenever they pitted, I pitted, and I gained a few spots there. I noticed on pit road, but other than that, that was just basically my strategy. Stay with them. It's a drafting track, so it's all about the speed.
That is for sure. Big drafting track. We saw you breaking the draft there at the beginning of the race, but third place, nothing to shake a stick at. A great finish for you here tonight. Before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
I appreciate Shoney's for coming on board. If anybody gets hungry, head up to Shoney's there in West Virginia. They got some great food, great breakfast bar. Awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you coming in and spending your time with us. And again, congrats on the top 3. And I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, buddy.
And let's bring in your winner tonight. driver of the 26, Teddy Wisniewski. Teddy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
This is becoming a weekly thing. I'm running out of questions to ask you, but a great run there towards the end. Showed so much strength and consistency those last few laps to pull away from Steve Gerber, and I'm sure Gerber and Leftwich battling out there at the end gave you a little bit of breathing room as well. But coming down to the end, you showed so much speed towards the later part of the run. Were you just saving your stuff and trying to be there at the end like you always are, or did you have a little secret you figured out at the end of the race?
I mean, that I can't say there's much of a secret. It kind of is like this every week, but man, that fresh air, once I got it, was so key. I had thrown up a hosted practice about an hour before the server went up, and the weather was different, and it handled like a dream. And then when I got into this server, I was a little bit nervous in practice because it felt so much more tight. And then when I just got that fresh air in the race, it was over. It was able to turn again, and that was my magic.
Yeah, it seemed like fresh air really mattered here in these trucks tonight, and tires weren't as much of a factor. Is that kind of how the race went on? Tires weren't really as important as the fresh air was here tonight?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that myself. The only tire that was giving any of us fits was the right front. And, you know, one of my teammates, Andrew Williams, when he went into the pits, we didn't pit at the same time, and when he got his tires, he said it was right front was at 96, and we were kind of surprised by the number. And when I heard that, I was glad that I waited to get the later pit stop, because I came out with the freshest tires first, so that just helped a lot.
For sure. And the last question I have to ask before we close it out, shifting or no shifting?
No shifting.
No shifting. All right. Well, before we let you go, Teddy, anybody you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Thanks to everyone that sets this league up, and thank you for the broadcast from you guys, and thanks to my Southeast teammates.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. This is becoming, like I said, a weekly thing, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great.
Well, there you have it, your winner, Teddy Wisniewski. Having not a dominating performance, but at the end, pulling away and winning by just over a second over Steve Gerber. So, again, congratulations to Teddy here tonight. Thank you for tuning in here on Intensity Broadcasting. As we get ready for our doubleheader, we've got the SCSRA trucks coming up at 9:30 Eastern. Again, we want to thank Shoney's for coming on board and sponsoring this league. Shoney's in West Virginia. Again, if you're, like Chris said, if you're ever hungry, don't forget to stop by for their legendary breakfast bar or pick up one of those strawberry pies. Those things look good. So next time I'm down south, I'll definitely be checking out Shoney's. So again, Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Again, thanks for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at IntensityBroad1. And as always, as our boy Atlee @ManWeast would say, over and out.